Hi, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wide world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, this is EAJ Man from Autopsy Live and the Skype Pirates. When I want to make it look like I don't give a shit about sports, I tune into Sports World Radio with Jeff Escow.
Jeff
Doing my time. Doing my time. Got myself a problem.
from San Diego, it's Sports World Radio. You've never heard a sports show like this. Oh, no, you haven't.
Oh, blow me.
You got it.
Holy fucking shit.
What in the hell is your major malfunction?
Can't believe that goddamn son of a bitch did that fucking crap.
Don't give me any of your shit.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. Those are your hosts, Jeff Escow and Sean Mann. Remember, those who can't play sports, talk about it. These two tell it like it is. Tune into Sports World Radio for the fastest hour of sports of your life. So here they are, the douchebags of sports themselves, Jeff Escow and Sean Mann.
Hey, welcome to Sports World Radio. I am your host, Jeff Escow. It is the Wednesday edition of Sports World Radio. We got another jam-packed show for you guys today. I want to get all the particulars out of the way right away so we can get on with the show because it's very, very busy like it is always here on Sports World Radio. Like I said, I am the host, Jeff Escow. This is Sports World Radio. We do it each and every Monday through Friday, 6 o'clock on the east, 3 o'clock on the west. And if you live in the mountains,
who really cares?
There you go. There it is. Who really cares? There's many ways to get in touch with us here on Sports World Radio, and I'm going to tell you all of them. The best and easiest way to do it is to come on over and hang out in our chat room over at Spreaker.com. That's Spreaker, Spreaker.com. Hang out with us over there. If you don't have an account, get yourself a free account. Sign up. It's free. Once you do that, type in Sports World Radio. You'll see the live show in the middle of your screen. Click it. It'll show up at the bottom of your screen. Just click the bubble, and you will be in the chat room chatting away with us. Head on over to our Facebook page at facebook.com/SportsWorldRadio. That's facebook.com/SportsWorldRadio. And like our Facebook page, and you can follow us that way, and you can also ask us questions over there as well. I'm monitoring the Facebook page as we speak. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/SportsWorldRadio, twitter.com/SportsWorldRadio. And the final way to get in touch with us here at Sports World Radio is to send us an email at swrshow@gmail.com. That's swrshow@gmail.com. Now, don't forget, if you have not signed up for our Pro Football Pick'em League, please do. Send your emails to swrshow@gmail.com. In the subject line, put in Pro Pick'em, and I will send you the invitation to join our league. Send your emails to swrshow@gmail.com to join our Pro Pick'em League, and just put in Pick'em League in the subject line, and I'll send you the invitation to join our league. Don't forget, we got a contest going on here at Sports World Radio. We're looking for a new intro for the show. Send your intros to introcontest@sportsworldradio.com. That's introcontest@sportsworldradio.com. The intro must be 60 seconds long, no curse words. Jeff Escow and Sean Mann must be in there. 60 seconds long, no curse words. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann must be in the intro. And finally, if you haven't signed up for our sports shorts yet, I don't know what the heck you're waiting for. Head on over to, Head on over to swrsportshorts.com/SWR Shorts. That's swrshorts.com/SWR Shorts. And sign up today and listen to all the commercial breaks that me and the guys talk while we were, on the commercial breaks. And we say, sometimes the commercial breaks are funnier than the show. So head on over to swrsportshorts.com/SWR Shorts and sign up today. With all that being said, what do you say? Hey, we bring in that co-host of ours, Sean Mann, the update man. What's going on there, buddy?
I'm doing good, Jeff, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Sports World Radio. We got a jam-packed show, like Jeff pointed out. It is 7 minutes after the hour, August 19th, 2015. Before we get started with the show and with saying hello to Jeff, I do have a birthday announcement. A happy belated birthday goes out to one of my friends, and Jeff has his friend on his friends list, Michael Sines, who had his birthday on August 16th. I got to say happy belated birthday to you, buddy. and I know that you're ready to take Escal on between the Cowboys and the Giants.
Hey, I sent him a birthday message when it was his birthday on Facebook.
Yeah, but he says he's ready to take you on for opening night when the Giants and the Cowboys face off on that Sunday night.
Well, hey, Michael, just to let you know if you are listening, okay, next week on the show, if I am remembering correctly, next Wednesday, a week from today, we will be talking Dallas Cowboys football. So I hope you're here listening to that. I hope you're here listening to that. Today, on today's show is awesome. At the bottom of the first hour, coming up at the bottom of the first hour, we have Scott Allen from the Washington Post coming in to talk about some Redskins football. And then in the second hour today, in the 4:15 hour, we got Kyle Kelly coming in from the Neo Community Radio. We're going to be talking some Cleveland Browns football. So we're talking Redskins football, and we're talking Cleveland Browns football today on the show. Lots and lots to do. I hope everybody's ready. It's football season. We're going to be talking football probably the whole rest of this week and next week as well. We got a whole bunch of people coming in the show to talk about their respective teams. It's going to be a lot of fun. As you notice, Sean, I don't have the air conditioner on. How about that, buddy?
No, and I have to take it that the weather is a little bit cooler in San Diego since you have the AC off today?
Yeah, thank God the weather is a little cooler here in San Diego. I don't have to. It's starting to warm up in here in the studio. I'll probably turn it back on eventually, but right now it's off.
There you go. Weather right here, right now in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and of course in Hayden, Idaho, is about 82 degrees. It's still pretty hot though and hazy.
Hey guys, in the chat room, right below the player where the show is playing is a like button. Click that like button and make it yellow, kids, and like the show. Click the button and make it yellow.
I did that.
There you go. Let's go. Let's start liking all our shows. Every time you come in here, just click that button and make it yellow and like every damn show we got.
10 minutes after the hour before we get to that first interview of the day to talk Redskins football. But other than that, we do have some other big headlines making news in Sports World Radio. The Los Angeles Dodgers made news today. They have agreed to a deal to acquire veteran second baseman Chase Utley from the Philadelphia Phillies in exchange for 2 minor leaguers, according to multiple reports. Your thoughts, Jeff, on this move by the Dodgers?
Dodgers picked up Chase Utley today?
Yes, Chase Utley is going to Southern California to play for the LA Dodgers.
Wow, that's a big move. That's a really big move by the Dodgers right there.
My belief is that the Dodgers know they're tired of losing to St. Louis. And if they do have to play the Cardinals again, because this has been disappointing for the Dodgers, they're tired of losing to the Cardinals. They want to try to upgrade their team and get the best offense and have the best pitching to overtake St. Louis. I think that's the only threat that the Cardinals have would be the Dodgers, although every time it's amazing that the Cardinals match up against the Dodgers.
Well, I'm telling you something, Sean.
The Cardinals have always had the better against them.
I'm telling you something, Sean. The Dodgers got more things to worry about than the Cardinals right now. Dodgers are only 2 games up on the Giants. Okay, so the Dodgers can't even think about the Cardinals in the playoffs. They got to worry about the Giants right now.
Yeah, that's another point to get to, is that the Dodgers need to do whatever they can to hold off the Giants, because throughout the history, we all know about the history between and the rivalry between the Dodgers and the Giants, and how the Dodgers have had their hearts broken a lot lately since the San Francisco Giants, their arch rivals, have been more successful than LA, because after all, the Giants have won 3 championships. The Dodgers are 27 years from the last World Series title in 1988. So LA needs, you're right, they need to not try to think about saying, oh, the postseason is there and wrapped up, but they still need to realize that the Giants are right on their tails. And I think that's pretty much what the NL West will come down to, is that it'll be either the Dodgers or Giants. I don't know. The Giants may have a shot at the wild card, but they need luck on their side to get there.
Well, okay. See, you're always jumping the gun. You Dodgers are more worried about the Giants right now than they are worried about the freaking St. Louis Cardinals. They got to get to the Cardinals first. And in order to get to the Cardinals first, they got to keep their first pop that they got now. And right now, the Giants are playing really good, and they have to worry about the Giants. They can't even be thinking about the Cardinals right now. There's no way they could be thinking about the Cardinals right now. The Giants are only 2 games behind the Dodgers, and there's probably a big series coming up pretty soon between those two.
Pretty much there is. I'm looking at the standings. Yeah, you're right. 2 games. And you're right, Jeff. Thanks for correcting me there about what's at stake for the National League West. Hello there, Shocker and Josh. Welcome to the show. I'm just going to look real quickly. Yes, there is a big series coming up between the Dodgers and the Giants. That will be L.A. hosting the Giants August 31st all the way to September 2nd. And then they've got a 4-game series in San Francisco, September 28th to October 1st. So you could see a lot of big changes in the National League West.
Hey, Shocker, is the only reason why you're rooting for Toronto is because your girlfriend lives over there? Go Blue Jays. Look at him. He's never. Hey, have you ever been to a Toronto Blue Jays game, Shocker?
You know he's been to Toronto, but yeah, have you ever been to a Blue Jays game?
I know he's been to Toronto.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We
I
know
he's been to Toronto. Hey, don't forget, coming up at the bottom of the hour, we got Scott Allen from the Washington Post coming in to talk about some Washington Redskins football. Somebody better send Gary One Arm a freaking message on Facebook to let him know. Somebody's got to tell him.
I don't know. I had my issues with him, but I'll leave it like that.
Somebody's got to tell him. You know, so he could be here to listen to that and ask questions.
So, Josh, are you saying that with Utley, you don't think that he could do very well in Los Angeles and that he's kind of gone downhill because, yeah, after all, he's won a World Series with the Phillies, which was back in 2008. I guess I could agree with you there.
I guess so.
Shocker says, Jeff, no, I have never been to a Toronto Blue Jays game.
See, the only reason why he is rooting for the Toronto Blue Jays is because his girlfriend lives in Toronto. That's the only reason.
And, Shocker, you would like the Texas Rangers since you live in Big D.
That's the only reason why. That's the only reason why, man.
In other news, 15 minutes after the hour for Major League Baseball, another big developing story happened last night. The Boston Red Sox are making major changes, even though they will not make the postseason. With Ben Cherington stepping down as general manager, the Red Sox said, we'll up the ante and we'll hire Dave Dombrowski. My opinion, you ask me, Jeff, I was ecstatic about this. I think this is just what the Boston Red Sox need. They know that they're finishing up in last place again, which has been disappointing. 2012, 2014, and now this year. Now they realize they can go with an upgrade. Dombrowski is perfect because he has plenty of experience.
Correct.
Yeah. So there's plenty of experience there for Dave Dombrowski because he did a great job with the Tigers. He won a World Series with the Florida Marlins. I like it.
Look at Shaka. Shaka says the tickets were $1. I have only gone to a Cardinals-Philly game. Tickets were $1. That's terrible.
Jeff, your thoughts about Dave Dombrowski being named president of baseball operations?
Turn that thing off.
Yeah.
To me, it really doesn't matter. In fact, you better be more worried than anything. Because if Dombrowski's coming in there, you know what's going to happen. He's going to want his own manager, his own team. You better be the one who's worried because I don't think Farrell's going to be there long now.
I believe John Farrell will be back as manager of the Red Sox next season because even though he's battling with the lymphoma right now, there is a report coming out that's saying that he would be safe for next season. So I was right. You all were wrong thinking that Farrell was going to be let go after.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Do you really think they're going to get rid of a guy that has cancer next year? No. But I'm going to tell you something. Dombrowski is not Farrell's manager. Dombrowski is going to bring in the guy that he wants. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. Farrell signed a 5-year extension, right? He ain't making it through the 5-year extension, dude. You know that as well as I do.
It will be debatable. We'll see what ends up
happening. It's not going to happen. You know it as well as I do. It's not going to happen.
It's a new direction for the Red Sox. If you look at it,
let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Every time a general manager comes in and takes over a team, what happens normally? He brings in his own manager, correct?
Right. Yes.
Okay, Dombrowski just took over the Red Sox, right?
Right.
What normally happens when that happens? He brings in his own manager. He might keep Farrell for the year because the guy that he wants maybe has a job right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm telling you, Farrell's not making his 5-year contract. I'm just telling you.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Because you know as well as I do, a new general manager wants put his stamp on a team, which means he's got to get his own general manager. Which means he's got to get his own manager, the guys he wants to be the assistant managers and the third base coach and all that. He's got to bring in the players that he wants and put his stamp on the team. And you know damn well that some of those pitchers and players on that team right now are worried because they don't know if they're going to be there next year. You know that.
It's a new direction where they're going because Larry Lucchino, he is going to be stepping down as president of the Red Sox by late October of this year. Charrington resigning. So I know very well that some kind of big change was going to happen. And you got to go back a little bit. We never knew anything about this on Sports World Radio, that Dave Dombrowski was going to be let go of the Detroit Tigers. I was a little bit shocked about that, but maybe things weren't going so well in Detroit. So the Red Sox came, they jumped, they asked him, they said, come on over if you'd like. We'll hire you as president, director of baseball operations. So I like the move a lot because of that experience that he brings. And the Red Sox will not be in last forever because I know very well they can get things turned around quickly and in a hurry.
Yeah, they're making him baseball operations, baseball operations, right? He's in charge of all baseball operations, which means he can fire and hire anybody he wants. That means everybody that's on that team better be worried.
Yeah, and
including the manager.
Including the manager. But I believe that with David Ortiz, I don't think he should be worried at all. He's the heart and soul of the team. I believe Ortiz is going to be back. He's going to get his options picked up after this year. He loves to play the game, so I definitely see him back in the Red Sox uniform next year.
Should be fun.
But I like the moves. Kind of one of the best moves the Red Sox have made in a long, long time.
Yeah, well, it's going to be interesting the next couple of years to see what Dombrowski does with that team. It's going to be very interesting to see what Dombrowski does with that team in the next couple of years. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll find out, won't we?
We will find out indeed. Other news to report in the NFL, no news to report with the Deflategate. However, the federal judge has said today, just to get everybody updated, that a settlement hopefully can get resolved on September 4th or before September 4th. Tom Brady and NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell will be expected to return. He wants them back at federal court August 31st.
Yeah, if they can't come up with a
compromise
till then. You know? They can't
compromise or a solution to trying to end what has been a really nightmarish and frustrating 7 months of having to deal with this Deflategate mess.
Exactly. I don't know what's going to happen.
Because I'm tired of it. You're tired of it. Josh is tired of it. Everybody who just wants this to end so this does not become a distraction during the course of the NFL season.
Oh, yeah. No. Well, it should be. It should have been over already. It should have been over already. No doubt about it.
Right. 22 minutes after the hour, in the NBA, LeBron James sponsored tweets valued at $140,000 or $1 million per character. Want to pay LeBron James to tweet out your product? Expect to pay at about $140,000 or even that. The Cleveland Cavaliers forward is not likely to say yes.
He wants more.
It's all about the money for him.
He wants more.
Mm-hmm.
You know what other Cleveland Cavalier player? Well, now he's a free agent. Is pissed. J.R. Smith. You know that, right? Because J.R. Smith thought he can get more money on the free agency, and that he can't. So now he's going to take less money than what his contract would have been if he stayed with Cleveland. Because he's going to end up going back to Cleveland because no other team wants him. So now Cleveland will just give him less money.
Right.
So he got screwed. And he deserves it because he's not as good as he thinks he is. How about that?
Josh is upset. Are you kidding me? And add him to the list now. Charging people for a expletive tweet. Shaking my head.
Exactly.
Open Doors, a company that specializes in executing and monetizing digital and social media campaigns for athletes, says a tweet from James, who has 23.2 million followers on his Twitter, has the highest value of any U.S. athlete. Each tweet from James has a media value of $139,000 and $139,474, the company said.
Wow.
Because for people who like or dislike LeBron James, he's the most popular athlete in the world. That's what, according to what he said a few months ago back in June. I'm the best athlete in the world. That's what LeBron James
Yeah, and the
said.
last two guys...
Probably that's why he's happy he gets the...
And the last two guys we had on here, we talked NBA with, okay, both said that Cleveland's going to be the representative out of the East.
That's right.
I'm disgusted with that.
It's because with the NBA writers that we have had that have come to the show, it's just because they are so biased toward the Cavaliers, and pretty much everybody is, because everybody expects next year that the Cavaliers will be the NBA champions.
Yeah, Addie Joseph, we had on the other day from the Sporting News, the Sporting NBA editor from the Sporting News, has Cleveland and the Clippers in the finals. And Noah Kozlov has Cleveland and San Antonio. We had Noah on yesterday, and he has Cleveland and San Antonio. Both of them got Cleveland coming out of these. A bunch of crap. Why even bother watching it then? Just play the freaking finals. You know?
I tell you one thing, just like with the MLB postseason, NBA finals next year, you have LeBron James in the finals, I'm not watching one bit. I'll say heck with it. I'd rather do something else than spend my time having to listen to everybody be so biased toward him.
Well, I already said I'm boycotting every freaking Cleveland basketball game that's on TV this year. And that's an awful lot of basketball games.
Well, usually you're right. You boycott them, and then Cleveland will probably end up losing in the playoffs.
Well, we'll see.
It'd be funny if they didn't make the playoffs next year.
It would be funny. Listen, I don't like to see anybody get hurt, but I really want to see LeBron go down for the season. Everybody go, oh, have a nice gasp. I mean, that's wishing ill will on people, and that's not right, but come on. I need a season without LeBron, please. Give us a season without LeBron. And if LeBron goes down, what if LeBron goes down? You know what's going to happen? They'll probably pull most of their games off of their TV schedule and do somebody else. They'll change the schedule. Watch.
Because the Cavaliers are expected to have more televised games this upcoming season. They have 25 total. The Bulls come in with 25, Warriors 23.
That's 25 games I don't get to watch on TV. Unless they're playing the Knicks.
Different scenario there.
Right. Then I'll watch it. Otherwise, I'm not watching Cleveland. The only time I'm watching Cleveland basketball is if they're playing the Knicks. Otherwise, I ain't watching them. Because I don't need to see LeBron James play basketball no more.
Well, I do notice, Jeff, that you have been so disgusted with it still that we had it as a candidate last week that the Cleveland Cavaliers having more games than the defending NBA champion Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Cleveland Cavaliers have more games on TV than the world champions. That's ridiculous.
Shocker goes that sportscasters can't have woulda, coulda, shoulda conversations. They won't have anything to say.
Well, woulda, coulda, shoulda. I'm not watching them at all. How about that? I could have watched them. I should have watched them. I would have watched them, but I'm not because I can't stand them no more. Because NBA, ESPN, ABC, everybody is LeBron this, TNT, LeBron this, LeBron that, LeBron. Hey, there's freaking 31 other freaking teams in the league, for Christ's sakes. Okay?
Even the teams that don't do well, you even don't have much to say about them, too.
The Warriors are the defending champions. Not the freaking Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm disgusted with it. It pisses me off. It really does.
Goes, someone needs to convince LaFrade that he needs to try baseball, as a hobby.
I guess I won't be watching the finals. Unless it's San Antonio. Then I'm going to watch San Antonio beat them. How about that?
Well, there was another person that came on that we interviewed, and another sports writer who talked NBA with us. I think we went over this before, a few seconds ago. Clippers and Cavaliers.
Yeah, that was Adi Joseph.
Yep.
That was Adi Joseph.
Adi, yep.
Adi Joseph said that from Sporting News. Yeah, he said that the other day. That's who he's picking. How about that? That's great. Great.
Yeah. And 5 years since we had somebody else.
Right. And Noah yesterday picked Cleveland and San Antonio. So, great. Both of them picked Cleveland. Wonderful. I'm sure during the NBA season, every NBA writer that we have come on the show is going to put Cleveland coming out of the East. I'm sure of it. In fact, I'll bet money on it. I'll be shocked if somebody doesn't say Cleveland. Be shocked. I'm going to try my damnedest to get somebody to say Chicago.
Or another Eastern representative?
Correct. But I don't know if it's going to happen.
I know, Josh, one thing you'll do is that you'll probably boycott the NBA playoffs if Cleveland's getting away with all the calls and the Cavaliers. That's exactly what Josh did this past spring when the Chicago Bulls got knocked out, and it was a few weeks before I left for my trip to Boston. I'll never forget, Josh, you were saying, I'm boycotting the NBA playoffs. I will refuse to watch any more NBA playoff games because you were sick and tired of how Cleveland was getting away with everything.
All right, we're going to run to our first break of the day. When we return, we're going to have with Scott Allen of the Washington Post talking Washington Redskins football. You listen to Jeff Escow and Sean Mann on
Sports World Radio.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
What kind of person gets to work in the sunshine instead of an office? This kind of person. I am the new way to work. I do have an office. I'm just not chained to it. It's a Regis office at one of the nicest addresses in the city. I don't have a lease, so I don't have to budget for stuff like phones, IT guys, and artwork for the lobby. Instead, I pay one low monthly rate that gives me a beautiful lobby that impresses my clients, a friendly receptionist, a fully furnished office, a place to meet, and a place to brainstorm with my fellow New Way to Workers. We wonder why more people don't realize that the new way to work is the best way to work. I come here because I want to, not because I have to. I am the new way to work, and I'd like you to join me.
Start now and get 1 month free. Call 1-800-OFFICES or visit regis.com/TV.
Hi, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wide world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday, right here on Sports World Radio, 6 o'clock on the East, 3 o'clock on the West. And if you live in the Central,
figure that out for yourself.
Joining us right now from the Washington Post sports blogger covering the Washington Redskins, Scott Allen. Thank you, Scott, so much for spending some time with us today.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me, guys.
Okay,
Glad to be here.
So while we were on hold, we found out that Scott actually interviewed Sean many years ago as a bat boy. Is that correct, guys?
Yes,
It's
it
absolutely
is.
crazy.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I met Scott. It was when I was working for the Casper Rockies baseball team. I was a bat boy, and Scott, I remember you were doing an interview on me about kind of like the autobiography of my life, and they picked me up, and we kind of met and introduced. So really good to have you back. Good to meet you again.
Yeah, good to talk to you again as well. That's crazy. Yeah, Casper was good times. It's sad that you probably know they changed their name to the Ghost. The Casper
Well, they moved
Ghost.
they moved out of Casper, and they went to
Right.
someplace in
Now they're
Colorado.
gone.
Yeah.
Wow, how long ago was that, Scott?
I was there 2005 to 2007, so 10 years.
Wow, that's pretty. See, it's a small world, isn't it?
It is a small world on Sports World Radio.
Wow, that's great. Okay, I usually start every interview with all our guests is, how's the weather out there where you live in Washington?
A little bit swampy today. It's about 90 degrees. It's pretty typical for mid-August. It's nice here in the spring and the fall, and you kind of just have to endure the summers and winter.
It's not like living in San Diego, huh?
Not quite, where it's beautiful every day.
Yeah, that's the only thing. We never get any rain, hence us being in a water drought over and over and over again.
You can have some of ours.
I wish we could. All right, so we have you on today to talk some Washington Redskins football. We have a lot of Washington Redskins fans listening to our show today. We've been promoting this for a couple of days now because there are tons of Redskin fans that listen to our show all the time. What's going on there with RG3 making his comments that he is the best quarterback, so to speak, in the NFL?
Oh man, what a week it's been, and it's only Wednesday. It had been. The funny thing is that it had been like a pretty quiet off season for RG3, and that was kind of a new thing in his fourth year with the Redskins, and it was almost like too quiet because you kind of got the sense that something was going to bubble up, and sure enough, during an interview with a local TV station, and the team will normally grant kind of one-on-one interviews with the TV stations and the newspapers towards the end of training camp. He did a sit-down interview with the ABC affiliate here, in which he was asked about the competition in camp and whether he feels like people are constantly evaluating him. And, he kind of he said something that if you listen to the whole thing, it's kind of clear what he meant. But when you utter the words, I feel like I'm the best quarterback in the league, even when that's presented in full context and you're not just looking at the headline, there are questions, is this guy delusional? Can he not see his own faults? And sure enough, the internet just kind of took it and ran with that, focusing on this guy thinks that he's the best quarterback in the league.
Scott, will the Washington Redskins at some point get their name changed to a different name?
I don't know. I think that's the $1 million question. I transcribe a lot of opinions on that. And, the team owner, Daniel Snyder, says, no, it's not going to happen. The team president, Bruce Allen, says, no, it's not going to happen. So I think, unless it's a requirement to either if it's pressure from Roger Goodell or if DC says we're not going to let you put a stadium here unless you consider changing the name, I don't think it's going to happen until Daniel Snyder no longer owns the team.
See, I don't, and I happen to agree with you. I don't think Daniel Snyder is going to change the name at all. If you're just joining us, we have Scott Allen from the Washington Post sports blogger with us, talking Washington Redskins football. Who's the leader of that team? Is RG3 the leader of that team, or is he going to be the leader of that team, the quarterback, or is it going to be Kirk Cousins?
I think it's going to be RG3 as the leader of the team. I mean, you have to wonder if, comments like he made in that interview kind of rubs teammates the wrong way in the locker room. But, now 4 seasons in, it's not that they're used to it necessarily, but they are. I think they kind of know that that's just Robert. They also know that the coach, Jay Gruden, basically anointed him the number 1 QB going into training camp in February. The team exercised his option. They gave up a lot for him. That's a sunk cost now, but they want him to be the one to show some improvement this year. And I really don't think, barring injury, that there's any way that Kirk Cousins starts week 1 at quarterback.
Scott, what about the defense of the Washington Redskins?
Yeah, I mean, defense, offense, special teams, there are a lot of reasons that this team has won 7 games in the last 2 years combined. So many issues last year. There wasn't much of a pass rush. They went out and got Terrence Knighton, huge guy, to kind of clog the nose tackle position. I mean, his nickname is freaking Pot Roast. They had problems in the secondary, so they went out and got Chris Culliver in free agency. It's really hard to tell from one preseason game, but I think a lot of the other big change is the new defensive coordinator, Joe Barry, he came from San Diego, right, and previously had been in Detroit. And they're excited about him. I mean, my colleague did a story on Joe Barry, and he sounds like a wacko. He says that he drinks 10 cups of coffee before noon every day.
Wow.
If the defense is able to mirror the intensity that he apparently shows in practice, they're going to be much improved from last year.
Scott, how's the relationship between Coach Gruden and RG3 now?
I'd say it's certainly better than last year. I mean, they got off to a pretty rocky start last year, and RG3, while he came into the season healthy, I mean, he had the challenge of kind of learning this new system. He was able to thrive under the Shanahans and a system that they kind of devised for him that mimicked more what he was doing in college. And then you have Jay Gruden come in and say, we want you to be more of a traditional pocket passer. And I mean, RG3 really struggled even before the ankle injury last year to kind of grasp that adjustment. And it was, coming out of school, people said it was going to be a big adjustment. And Gruden, I mean, a lot of people were surprised at how little he held back in his criticism of RG3 after certain games last year. And I think that kind of, there was clearly tension between the two of them. I think with, as I mentioned, Gruden announcing him as the number 1 QB going into training camp, that was pretty much a vote of confidence. I think that probably helped smooth things over, anything that was rocky from last year. And so far in training camp, they're all saying the right things about each other. That Griffin wants to do what Gruden asks him to do, even if that's not necessarily the type of player that he thinks of himself as.
Scott, this is a 2-part question. Is Deshaun Jackson a long-term investment? And who goes away first, RG3 or Jay Gruden?
Oh, man. I mean, Deshaun Jackson, for as much as he was kind of in the center of the controversy last year in the locker room, taking a kind of a veiled shot on Instagram at RG3, I mean, he was by far the team's most productive receiver. He's remains one of the biggest deep threats in the NFL. Against all odds with his reality series this year, which closely this summer, he didn't say or do anything that put the Redskins in hot water, so that's a plus. I mean, I think he's a guy that you know what he's going to be, and the team is better for having them. So, I mean, I was surprised when they signed him. I thought he might be too much of a risk, but I think at least through 1 year, he's proven to be a good piece of that offense and should be going forward. As to the second part of your question, that's really tough to say. I mean, I think I saw a story today that came out that said Gruden's odds of being the first coach fired this year are higher than anyone in the NFL. so that doesn't bode well. I mean, I think just because the Redskins exercised RG3's option, and I don't see them like outright releasing him this year mid-season, whereas Gruden could get the axe. I would say that Gruden's probably gone first, but that's a wild guess.
Scott Allen, Washington Post sports blogger, joining us here on Sports World Radio, talking Washington Redskins football. Junior Gillette was cut from the Saints, and he's been known to be a locker room distraction. How much confidence do the coaches in Washington have in him?
They have a lot of confidence, and they have to if they're willing to kind of put their necks out there and sign a guy like him. I mean, probably the most positive story to come out of the offseason for this team was the hiring of Scott McCloughan as the GM. I mean, this fan base has just been dying for a football mind in that GM spot. Not a like hybrid GM team president as Bruce Allen was, but a guy who had a proven record of success. And McCloughan, I mean, he was part of that Seattle Super Bowl team. He helped turn around the 49ers. And he, like Gillette, is a guy who needed a second chance. I mean, there was a great story in ESPN, the magazine, probably familiar with it, about him battling alcoholism. And the Redskins were able to take a chance on him, take a chance on McCloughan. And so for me, you know, a lot of his moves this offseason were praised, from the draft to free agency. So whereas in the past I'd probably criticize them for taking a chance on a guy like Junior Gillette, it's almost like you got to give McCloughan, who if anybody knows something about second chances, it's him, the benefit of the doubt here. And he said, you know, like he said he met with him and in their meeting there were tears and sweat and they were sitting 5 feet away from each other and Gillette comes out crying. So I don't really know like what went on in there, but whatever was said, Gillette was able to convince McCloughan that he's not going to mess up again. So we'll see. But for now, like I said, I've given him the benefit of the doubt.
Scott, is Alfred Morris a top 10 running back?
We talking fantasy or real? Or both?
Real.
Real. You know, I think he's probably right around that 10 to 15 range. He's not a flashy guy, which is, you know, maybe why I'm not willing to bump him higher up. But if you look at just the numbers, I mean, the steady production year to year, he's been there. Now, granted, the numbers have gone down each year from his rookie year, but a lot of that is just the deterioration of the offensive line. The Redskins invested a lot in the O-line this offseason, using their 5th overall pick in the draft on Brandon Scherf, a guard. I think Alfred has at least a few more good years in him. I mean, that's crazy to say about a guy only entering, I think, his 4th year. But you know how running backs are treated in the NFL now. But, yeah, I'd put him right around that 10 to 12 range probably.
Scott, do you see the Washington Redskins making the playoffs this year? I am the Giants fan in the house, so I hope not, but I'm the Giants fan. So do you see them making the playoffs at all?
I think they'll be lucky to challenge the Giants for maybe you think the Giants are going to make the playoffs. I think they'll be lucky to challenge the Giants for 3rd in the NFC East. I think playoffs is a pipe dream. And I think what's weird is that around here, I mean, the optimism is just flowing every offseason around the Reds. Because, they were 3-13 last year, but they've got all these guys and they drafted well, and we're going to be 9-7 this year, 10-6. And this year, for whatever reason, people are like at training camp. You talk to fans, and they're like, I'd be happy with like 7-9 or 8-8. And somebody said 6-10. And it's like this slow progression to building a potential like long-term winner, which is really weird. So personally, I do not think the playoffs are a realistic possibility for them this year.
Scott, I have to say, your thoughts about Daniel Snyder. Has he done a good job as owner, or is it time for the Redskins to remove him as owner and find somebody else to own the team, for him to sell him, actually?
Yeah, well, he'd have to decide that he hasn't done a good job to remove himself. I think, you know, he would probably tell you that he's learned a lot through his years here. I mean, more than a decade. What I remember about the early Daniel Snyder era was the flashy signings in the off season that he orchestrated. I mean, there was one year where he brought in like 42-year-old Bruce Smith and Deion Sanders and all these guys who he thought, I mean, he was treating it like a fantasy football team, basically, that he thought would, you just pluck a few guys here and I don't need a GM and we'll make it happen. He's gone through coaches like crazy. The Steve Spurrier experiment was a disaster. Everyone thought that him bringing back Joe Gibbs for the second run was going to turn things around, and that didn't really work out outside of one playoff appearance. And then the name thing. He's regularly on lists of the most despised owners in sports. I think honestly, if the team was winning, as someone who kind of straddles the line between fan and journalist, that's the most important thing to me. It kind of could brush all the other stuff under the table. But for me, I don't think you can look at his record as owner and look at it in a positive light, given how they've done on the field through most of it.
Scott, I want to thank you so much for joining us today. Before we let you go, let the folks here, because we have a lot of Redskins listening to our show each day, let the folks know where they can follow you and listen to you and find you out there.
Sure. WashingtonPost.com/sports. You can find all the content from the DC Sports Blog up there from myself and colleagues Dan Steinberg and Clinton Yates. And I'm also on Twitter at Scott S. Allen, ALLEN.
Okay, and we ask every NFL writer we have on the show before we let them go, what Super Bowl matchup would you like to see for Super Bowl 50?
I'm going to exclude the Redskins from here because, I mean, like I said, I'm a fan. I would like to see that, but we'll be real here. So, I would like to see... This is tough, man.
That's why we ask it.
Yeah. I'd like to see Aaron Rodgers in there from the NFC. So Packers and I'd like to see Rodgers versus Luck. Packers Colts Super Bowl 50.
Packers Colts Super Bowl 50. That is written down. We'll see if that happens and if it comes true. Thank you so much, Scott, for joining us today here on Sports World Radio. We really appreciate your time, and I hope we can do it again really soon.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot, guys. Love it.
All right,
Thank you, Scott.
There goes Scott Allen from the Washington Post sports blogger. We just finished talking about the Washington Redskins. We're going to run to an update here on Sports World Radio. You're listening to Jeff Escow and Sean Mann. This update is brought to you by The Flipper. Head on over to flipper.com and get your Flipper today and never, ever touch your toilet seat ever again. Take it away, Sean Mann, with the first update of the day.
All right, Jeff, thank you very much. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first of two updates for Sports World Radio on the 19th of August, 2015, Wednesday. We are 51 minutes past the hour. Major League Baseball, there was a lot of afternoon action going on in the big leagues today. The Yankees complete the sweep of the Minnesota Twins 4-3. The Rangers 7, Mariners 2, Brewers 8, Marlins 7. The Athletics hold off the Dodgers and win 5-2. The Padres 3, the Braves 2. Other action in the major leagues tonight, it'll be the Mets at the Orioles, Blue Jays at the Phillies, Diamondbacks at the Pirates, Indians at the Red Sox, Royals at the Reds, Giants at the Cardinals. ESPN Wednesday Night Baseball will feature the Chicago Cubs hosting the Detroit Tigers. Tampa Bay Rays at the Houston Astros, Nationals at the Rockies, and lastly, it'll be the White Sox taking on the Angels. NFL. Tomorrow, preseason action will be for the next week 2 of preseason. It'll be the Lions at the Redskins. On ESPN tomorrow, it will be the Buffalo Bills taking on the Cleveland Browns, as a lot of preseason action continues throughout the weekend. That has been reported in the NFL today that Tom Brady and NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell have not reached a settlement. A federal judge wants both of them to come back to that federal court in New York City August 31st. So that's the report coming out. Panthers' Benjamin has torn his ACL. He will be out for the season. That's a big loss for the Carolina Panthers. Eli Manning is still wanting to know if he will be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. In the NBA, of course, LeBron James has got more Twitter followers, according to the report. King Ransom, his tweet is worth now $140,000. That's more than any other NBA player. This is the first of two updates for Sports World Radio. When we come back from this commercial break and update, more sports talk with Jeff Eskow and Sean Mann. Be right back after this commercial.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think. Synergistic integration. Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at MPP.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hi, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wide world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Eskow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. We just finished talking with Scott Allen of the Washington Post sports blogger, covers the Washington Redskins. Great conversation with him. The thing that really drives me batty, and I think it's the funniest thing at all, out of all the Washington Redskin Post writers we could have gotten, we'd pick Scott Allen, and Scott Allen interviewed Sean 9 freaking years ago in Wyoming. How crazy is that?
To make the story real quick, what happened was I was a bat boy for the team, so I was working out, doing batting practice with the Casper Rockies baseball team. He was amazed with the speed because I was a really fast bat boy, and I would go get those baseballs and work it out and stuff. So he came, and he wanted to interview me. He thought it was really amazing. So the people that worked there had like a cart, kind of like a golf cart. You know, they were kind of like with hoses and stuff, kind of cleaning up the field before the game. So anyway, they picked me up, and Scott comes, and I meet him. I introduce myself, and it was a really great interview. And I was in the paper toward the end of the year, which was December 31st. I know, it is a small world, Shab. I mean, I never would have thought this would have happened.
That's nuts, man.
He's going to be wanting to come back now even more.
See, now I turned around to Sean and I said, "How about that? Now we got our own hook in Washington with Scott Allen because he interviewed you 9 years ago. We can get him on the show whenever we want. Now, how great is that?" Then I turned around to him. I said, "You don't know the next guy we got coming on the air. Did he interview you too?"
We'll see.
Unbelievable.
He was working for the Casper Star Tribune, and I was like, Scott, and then it crossed my mind. I was like, oh my gosh, the guy interviewed me.
Unbelievable.
I can't believe it.
You know, that's funny. Out of all the people, out of all the writers in Washington that Josh picked, that could have picked, he picked Scott Allen, and that guy happened to be the interviewed you 9 years. Well, that's freaking nuts, man.
Is anybody flabbergasted? I know I am.
You know? That's just crazy. Unbelievable. You know?
Yes.
Unbelievable. Hey, I just got an email from our next interviewer, Kyle, who's coming on in to talk about the Cleveland Browns. In fact, he's extremely excited to come on our show tonight. That is his exact words. Extremely excited. So we're looking forward to that. In fact, he says he's calling in 5 minutes earlier. How about that? So I'm gonna. You know what? We're really off kilter here, aren't we, dude?
I know. We're at 58 minutes past the hour.
We're a little off kilter, aren't we, man?
Yep.
We ran a little long with the interview, but the interview was freaking awesome. So how could you not be mad about that, right?
Right.
You know, we found that Sean got interviewed by the guy 9 years ago. Which I think is pretty freaking awesome to begin with.
Pretty cool, and I'd have
know?
to see if I could, because I know I was in the newspaper. It's around here somewhere.
You gotta find the article,
sometimes I like
dude.
to sort through pictures. It's got to be in one of those papers.
Yeah, you got to go find the article for us. See if you can get your hands on it.
There's a picture of me with me running with the baseball bat. I look pretty tired.
Let's
but
run
yeah,
to our
I
top
had fun
of
with it.
Let's run to our top of the hour break, and we'll talk some more sports on the other side of the break. You listen to Jeff Escow and Sean Mann on
Sports World Radio.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, "Is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us." And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too. Don't wait until it's too late.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wide world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday right here on Sports World Radio. 6 o'clock on the East, 3 o'clock on the West, and if you live in the Central like Kyle does,
figure it out for yourself.
That's right. Kyle Kelly coming on in after our next break. In fact, I know he's listening to the show right now because he sent me another email saying he was listening to the show. So I'm glad you're listening to the show. Kyle, make a freaking Spreaker account and come on in and hang out in our chat room with us. Really quick, while we were at break, Gary One Arm, who we all know was a big fan of the show, lives in London, was hanging out, listening to the show, couldn't get into the chat room for some reason, sends me a message on Facebook, says, ask me to ask him if he thinks they're going to make the playoffs. I asked Scott. Scott said no. Gary One Arm writes me back on Facebook Messenger and says, tell him I think they will, LOL. $20 says he's wrong. If we do, he's got to come back on the show. So Gary One Arm, who lives in London, big Washington Redskins fan, lives in London, says that Scott is wrong. Scott Allen of the Washington Post is wrong, but Scott Allen of the Washington Post is at practice every day. Hey, Gary, you're a schmuck. I'm just saying. Okay? I'm just saying. That's all. Unfreaking believable.
Josh Rat Bastard of all rat bastards.
Unbelievable, right? Right, John?
It is.
Right, Sean?
I could involve Gary to the list just like I can involve Frank, because I still know Josh is still upset with Frank because Frank refuses to pay off his wager. His bet.
I don't get it.
Don't get it either.
Gary, listen. I'll tell you what, Gary. When I edit the interview, I'll send you just the interview so you can hear the whole thing again. Because obviously you didn't hear it right the first time. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Obviously you didn't hear it correct the first time, my friend. Unbelievable.
It's been an interesting day, just because of the fact that this writer who I had not seen in like 9 years comes to our show and talks Redskins football, and then Gary going after you about the playoff. Actually, Gary going after Scott Allen. Jeez.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Some days we have crazy days like that.
I know.
To say the least.
I know. So coming up after the next break, at quarter after the hour, we got Kyle Kelly coming in talking Cleveland Browns football. It's going to be a lot of fun because, as you people all know here, and I know Kyle's listening to the show, so I'm getting him geared up. As you people know here, who've been listening to Sports World Radio for 10 years, like our good friend Myth and Shaba and all these people hanging out in the chat room who've been with us for a very long time. I am not a Johnny Manziel fan. I'm not. And I'm going to say this knowing Kyle is listening to us on the line, and he's very excited to come on the show, and I'm going to say it knowing he's listening. Me personally, my opinion only, I don't get this from nobody else. It's just what I think. I think Johnny Manziel will be out of football after this contract is up. He won't be playing football no more. He's not an NFL quarterback. Just because you win a Heisman Trophy don't make you an NFL quarterback. My opinion only. I think the same way about Tim Tebow. In fact, I think both of them are going to be on ESPN doing SEC games for ESPN. My opinion. And I'm sure Kyle is... Smoke is coming out of his ears right now. I'm just saying.
5 minutes after the hour.
I'm just saying. You know?
Now look what here we got in the chat room. Manziel will be like Tebow. Just saying. Good one, Browning. And then Chabot goes, Browns haven't had a quarterback since the Bernie Kosar days. And then, of course, there's Tim
I can
Couch
name
here.
10 quarterbacks that won Heisman Trophy in college that had a crappy NFL career. Do you really want me to go do that again? I mean, I've done it so many times on this show, it's kind of ridiculous.
You have the list on paper, Jeff.
Oh, I have it somewhere on my computer, too. I have it somewhere on my computer, too. I wish I could find it. I mean, but It's ridiculous. The list of Heisman Trophy quarterback winners, just because you're a Heisman Trophy winner don't make you an NFL quarterback. And the list that have won Heisman Trophy winners that have a crappy NFL career proves me right and Skip Bayless and people like that wrong. Because Skip Bayless thinks that if you win a Heisman Trophy, you're going to be a awesome NFL quarterback, which is far from the truth.
When you debate him, you're going to hit him with that.
Way far from the truth. Way far from the truth. Okay? Way far from the truth. And I'll be nice about it. I'll go back to only 2000. Chris Wenke. Eric Couch. Jason White. Matt Leinart. Troy Smith. Tim Tebow. RG3. Okay? Johnny Manziel. You want me to go further? I go further if you want. Danny Waffle. Charlie Ward didn't even play in the NFL. Gino Toretto. Andre Ware. Just because you win a freaking Heisman Trophy as a quarterback, don't make you an NFL quarterback. I'm just saying.
Josh laughing hard. I know I was.
Because it's the truth. I've done this a million times on this show.
If all the Heisman Trophy winners think that they would have a chance to be in the NFL, Jeff just proved it there with,
Come on.
I don't think so.
No. And you know what? Jameson Winston, who won it in 2013, and Marcus Mariota, who won it in 2014, it's still out. The jury's still out on you guys. Okay? Jury's still out on you guys. The only one that's done a hill of beans so far is Cam Newton. And he won it in 2010. I didn't even say, you know what? To Sam Bradford, too. Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
But Jeff is the number one sportscaster on Sports World Radio. Browning.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Just
Good
ridiculous. Okay, I've said this a million times before. A million times before. Okay? Just stop already.
Shocker says this, Jeff. Is Jameson Winston ready for the NFL, or should he have stayed an extra year at Florida State University?
See, I happen to agree with you, Shocker. I think he should have stayed another year. Okay? I think he should have stayed another year. I think he's going to have some trouble. I really do. I think he's going to have some trouble. He looks at his receivers too long. Way too long. Way too long. And that can't be done in the NFL. Can't be done in the NFL. You can't stare down your receivers at all.
And probably with him going to the Buccaneers and Lovie Smith thinking that the Buccaneers are going to be so good this year, I don't think so. The Buccaneers aren't even there yet. I don't even know what to expect in their defense this year.
Yeah, we're going to have some fun in a couple minutes here. I'm looking at a tweet that Kyle Kelly just put on Twitter. He's telling everybody he's coming on Sports World Radio, so get ready because we're going to have a blast. I'm sure he's going to have something to say to me about this whole thing here.
Shabba says, Jeff, Newton is average. Strong on, but not really all that accurate.
Yeah, but he's had a better career so far than everybody that I've mentioned. Better than Andre Ware, better than Ty Detmer, better than Gino Toretta, better than Danny Waffle, better than Chris Wenke, Eric Couch, Jason White. You know what? Carson Palmer's still in the league, but he hasn't had a great career neither, has he?
No.
But he's still in the league trying to make it, right?
Right.
Matt Leinart, Troy Smith, Tim Tebow's trying to make a team.
Even after that great performance he had in a preseason game when Skippy was happy for him.
Let me ask you a question. Who's made more playoffs, Cam Newton or RG3?
Cam Newton.
I rest my case. Rest my case. Who's made more playoffs, Cam Newton or Tim Tebow?
Cam Newton.
Rest my case. Who's made more playoffs, Cam Newton or Carson Palmer?
Cam Newton.
I rest my case. And correct me if I'm wrong, Cam Newton's been in the league less time than Carson Palmer.
Yeah, he's just a beginner.
Okay, and Carson Palmer, he's been bouncing around. Not so good. See what I'm saying? Hey, we're going to run to a commercial break. You're listening to Jeff Escow and Shaw Man on
Sports World Radio.
Did you know that just 30 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease. For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
What kind of person gets to work in the sunshine instead of an office? This kind of person. I am the new way to work. I do have an office. I'm just not chained to it. It's a Regis office at one of the nicest addresses in the city. I don't have a lease, so I don't have to budget for stuff like phones, IT guys, and artwork for the lobby. Instead, I pay one low monthly rate that gives me a beautiful lobby that impresses my clients, a friendly receptionist, a fully furnished office, a place to meet, and a place to brainstorm with my fellow new way to workers. We wonder why more people don't realize that the new way to work is the best way to work. I come here because I want to, not because I have to. I am the new way to work, and I'd like you to join me.
Start now and get 1 month free. Call 1-800-OFFICES or visit regis.com/TV.
Hi, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wide world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Vescow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday, right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. 6 o'clock on the East, 3 o'clock on the West, and if you live in the Central,
figure that out for yourself.
All right, joining us now, as we promised. I know he was listening to the show because he said something. He didn't agree with some of the things I had to say on the air, so we're going to give him a chance to rebut me. Kyle Kelly of the NEO Community Radio covering the Cleveland Browns. Welcome to the show, Kyle. Thank you for sharing some time with us here at Sports World Radio.
Hey, Jeff. Hey, Sean. Thanks for having me on. Really appreciate it.
So, you were listening to the show. I know you disagreed with some of the things I had to say, so let's hear what you disagree with me about. I'm very interested to hear.
Well, there's certainly been a lot of Heisman Trophy winners that have not been successful in the NFL, but sounds like to me you're writing a lot of guys off already. I heard Sam Bradford, Johnny Manziel, of course, Cleveland Brown, and even Jameis Winston, it sounds like you're not too sure on. He's only been in the NFL, 3 months here. And, you got to give some of these guys a chance first. I mean, the guys like Matt Leinart and who else is in there? Tim Tebow. They haven't had the best NFL career, but, I'm still giving guys like Johnny Manziel, Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota all a shot, and including Sam Bradford. He's had a few tough blows throughout his NFL career, but fresh start in Philadelphia could turn out good for Chip Kelly.
Yeah, but Sam Bradford has been in the league since 2008. I understand he had a couple of bad injuries, but he hasn't done a hill of beans compared to what Cam Newton has done.
Yeah, you're right there. Cam, one of the better Heisman Trophy-winning quarterbacks. You don't really see him all that often, but, Cam's certainly a guy we'd like to have here in Cleveland. We haven't been to a playoff since 2002, but, he's basically bringing the Panthers back every single year. They can't get to that final game and the Super Bowl, but, they got a tough team over there in Carolina, and they had a tough blow today with Kelvin Benjamin going down with a torn ACL, so rookie wide receiver Devin Funchess is going to have to step up for them.
Kyle, what is the expectations for the Cleveland Browns offensive line? How does it look?
Our offensive line, we're expecting to be one of the better offensive lines in the league. Definitely top 3 here. You have the Dallas Cowboys. They got a heck of an offensive line down there in Dallas. But, we think we're a close second here in Cleveland. We have 2 Pro Bowlers and certainly up-and-coming Pro Bowler at left guard in Joel Bitonio. But you got a veteran line in there with Alex Mack and Joe Thomas. You expect a lot out of them up front, and, we just really need them to be lead this football team. We need them to, make this run game strong presence in 2015.
If you're just joining us, Kyle Kelly from the Neo Community Radio covering the Cleveland Browns, joining us here on Sports World Radio. Okay, Kyle, who's the starting quarterback for this team? Is it McCown or is it Manziel?
Right now it's Josh McCown, and to be honest, it's not going to change anytime soon. Johnny Manziel, he looked pretty bad last season, and he certainly made some strides. He had a stint in rehab for about 2-3 months. Really come a long way since that stint there. Hasn't been out partying every night and, making the front page of TMZ. He's really calmed it down, focused on football, but he's improving. He's not nearly what we like him to be for a first-round quarterback drafted at 22nd overall. But, yeah, Josh McCown is the firm number 1 starter right now. Looked pretty good in our first preseason game. He went 5 for 5, throwing for 73 yards, a touchdown, and his quarterback rating was 133.8. So, it's early yet, but we like what he's doing. We think Josh can maybe take us back to the promised land.
Kyle, what are the expectations about the Browns' special teams?
Well, through the years, our special teams, it seems to be up and down, and this year we have a lot of guys coming back. If they make the cut, most of these guys are looking like they're going to make the cut again. We'll have a few young guys in there. Possibly Terrell Pryor, who just recently made the switch to wide receiver. But, we have at punt returner Travis Benjamin. He's coming off a torn ACL in 2013. Kind of had a down season in 2014, that a few muff punts and such. But, Brown special teams coordinator Chris Tabor, really excited to have Travis Benjamin back there returning punts, and we're hoping he can be a little something like Josh Cribbs back there on punt return and the kick return game.
Hey, Kyle, I want to go back to Johnny Manziel really quick. All reports say that he's been living with his high school, or his high school coach is living with him. Is that true, and how's that been working out?
As far as I know, that is true. He's had one of his high school coaches there, just getting them back into the groove of things. To be honest, I'm not sure if he's still there. I'd imagine he is not, but I think he was part of the, helping Johnny grow up a little bit, maturing, starting to become an NFL quarterback.
Okay, we were kind of ripping Johnny for that. We were saying that Johnny was kind of having a babysitter a little bit. Was that kind of what it was kind of like?
I couldn't tell you. No one really actually knows so much about that situation specifically, but I wouldn't really imagine it's a babysitter. I think it's just, Johnny's had some pretty crazy roommates over the past few years, and part of the problem is his roommates, so I think he just wanted to have guy he knew, guy he could depend on there, just to kind of keep him in line a little bit and study football as well.
Kyle, excuse me, who will be the Browns' leading rusher?
Right now I think it's going to be Isaiah Crowell. He looks like the firm number 1 running back. We got a pretty strong running back rotation here. with Terrence West, third-round pick in 2014, and then Duke Johnson, a third-round pick last year. Duke's going to be special for us, hopefully, not only on the ground but in the air as well, catching some passes out of the backfield. But Isaiah Crowell will probably lead the Browns in rushing this year. If anyone's out into fantasy football out there, he's a guy that you're going to want to pick up as a sleeper maybe mid-round. He's going to get a lot of carries for the Browns this year.
Kyle, Vincent Painter is in his second year with the team. What can you expect from him in his second year?
Well, right now he's just a backup. He's not even a lock to make the team. Just the same old stuff. If guys get injured, he'll be there. And, right now we got a lot of young guys, a lot of guys working pretty hard. We're not really sure if he's going to be there at the end of the day. So, just the same old stuff from him every year, just to make sure he's doing what he's told.
Kyle, your thoughts on Josh McCown?
Well, I've been really impressed to see what he's done so far. When we signed him, we didn't really expect him to be anything special, obviously. I mean, it's Josh McCown. He's 36 years old. He's never really established himself as a starting quarterback in the NFL. But, I've liked what I've seen. He seems to be taking control of the offense. He seems to know what's going on. He's got good chemistry with veteran wide receiver Brian Hartline, who was just signed this offseason. I think, it's too early to tell yet. We've seen one preseason game. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow night to watch the Browns play the Bills, see how Josh McCown does. Bills got a pretty good defense there in Buffalo. But, we're expecting him to be that game manager on offense. Don't turn the ball over and just keep the offense out on the field as long as possible. And I really liked what I've seen. He's a lot quicker than what people give him credit for, and he's got a good arm on him yet for being a 36-year-old veteran.
If you're just joining us, Kyle Kelly joining us here on Sports World Radio from the Neo Community Radio covering the Cleveland Browns. What can we expect this year from Mike Pettit different that we haven't seen yet in last year and the year before?
Well, this is his second year being the head coach of the Browns. When he was fired, he got a lot of criticism. Wasn't really one of them big names on the radar with Josh McDaniels and Dan Quinn. But, he's turned out to be a fan favorite. A lot of guys like him. We're going to expect a little bit more out of him in his second season. He kind of set the bar high for himself, taking the Browns to a 7-9 season his first year, which to us that's almost pretty big. At one point we were only a few games away from making the playoffs, but of course AFC North last season was one of the better divisions of football. But I'd expect Mike Pettin to just coach this team to the best of his ability. He's going to give it his all every day. He's well respected by the players and his other coaches, and he's a big part to this Browns team. A lot of people when they first see the name Mike Pettin really don't get the presence that he's a good NFL coach, but we really like what he's turned out to be here in Cleveland.
Kyle, are the Cleveland Browns the team to beat in the AFC?
I certainly wouldn't say they're the team to beat in the AFC. We're improving slowly but surely. But you got the Patriots and the Colts and the Steelers and teams that are back in the playoffs year after year, and we haven't been to the playoffs in 13 years. I certainly wouldn't say we're the team to beat. Give us a few more years. Hopefully, we can find that franchise quarterback that we've been desperately needing for so long. But, we're getting better. We're looking to make a push for that wild card right now. And, we're not the team to beat yet, but hopefully in a couple of years we'll be at that point.
Kyle, how do you think they'll do in their division?
Well, last year they split every series except for the Ravens. They went 0-2 against them. So, last year I feel that we're a better team than what we were last year, and we split against Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals. And I'd expect the same this year. I think they'll split against the Steelers, they'll split against the Bengals, and they'll split against the Ravens, and just even that out at 3-3. I don't think we're at the point yet where we're just going to sweep it and go 6-0 in the division. We're not at that point yet, but I think we have an opportunity to get back to the playoffs and maybe make a run. You saw the Seahawks do it a couple of years. You didn't really expect them to make as big of a run as what they did with Russell Wilson, but we're just. I personally feel they'll split every game in the division next year.
Kyle, what's the mood in Cleveland? Are they feeling really good about this team this year, or are people saying not just yet?
Well, it's almost split. There's a lot of confident Browns fans out there that feel with the way we performed last season that we have a chance to make the playoffs. Our schedule's a little bit tougher this year. Last year we weren't really playing the best of the best. This year we got a pretty tough schedule. We play the AFC West, NFC West, and I'm pretty sure the AFC South. I'm going to have to double check on that, but definitely have a tougher schedule this season. And there's what's that?
No, go ahead.
What's that?
No, go ahead. We didn't interrupt you. Go ahead.
Oh, all right. Just a tough schedule. And, there's a couple of Browns fans that are extremely optimistic, and a few that are saying first overall pick. We might as well start looking for our franchise quarterback right now. But, I think the majority feels we have a chance to gain that second wild card spot and maybe make a little bit of an unexpected run in the playoffs.
Okay, Kyle, before we let you go, my final question, and we asked Scott Allen of this when we had him on earlier. Who do you see being in Super Bowl 50?
Ooh, this is a tough one. I'm gonna take my AFC pick first, and I'm gonna say we're gonna Indianapolis Colts. Andrew Luck, just big superstar, going to be the best quarterback in the NFL, besides maybe Aaron Rodgers in a few years. But I'll say Indianapolis Colts for the AFC, and I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles to be the NFC, represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. I think Chip Kelly's got a pretty good offense there, got a lot of talented players, should have a decent defense, but they got a long way to go, but they could be a pretty tough team down there in the stretch.
Kyle, before we let you go, why don't you let our fans know how they can get in touch with you and listen to you and follow you on Twitter?
You can follow me at Kyle Kelly Brown. You can read my articles at neocommunityradio.com in the Cleveland sports section. And you can contact me at my email at KyleKellyBrowns@gmail.com.
Kyle, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate your time on Sports World Radio, and I hope we can do it again during the season.
Awesome. Really had fun. Thanks for having me on, guys.
All right, thank you so much. There goes Kyle Kelly. NEO Community Radio covers the Cleveland Browns. We're going to run to our final update of the day. This update is brought to you by The Flipper. Head on over to flipperflipper.com and get your Flipper today, and never, ever touch your toilet seat ever again. It's The Flipper, and it's at flipperflipper.com. Take it away, Sean Mann, with the final update of the day.
All right, thanks very much, Jeff. 32 minutes after the hour on the 19th of August, 2015. In the NBA, here's a headline. LeBron James sponsored tweets valued at $140,000 or $1 million per character. He has the most tweeting for followers since he's one of the popular athletes in the world, according to what LeBron James said. In the NFL, tomorrow we've got 2 preseason games for tomorrow. And, of course, you got the Buffalo Bills taking on the Cleveland Browns. That game's on ESPN. Another game for tomorrow is the Lions and the Redskins as week number 2 of the NFL preseason starts tomorrow. Major League Baseball, of course, there is a lot of action to get to with the season winding down. Of course, here's the games going on in progress. The Mets, they strike for a solo shot, lead the Baltimore Orioles 1-0. Phillies 3, Blue Jays 0. The Diamondbacks at the Pirates, that game is tied at 0. The Indians and the Red Sox are tied at 0. A game and a rain delay. That's the Royals and the Reds right now. Other action, top second, it's the Cardinals leading the Giants 1-0. Finals from today, the Yankees 4, the Twins 3. The Mariners lose at Texas 7-2. Brewers 8, Marlins 7. Athletics 5, Dodgers 2. The Padres 3, Braves 2. Other action that we have, Wednesday Night Baseball on ESPN will feature the Detroit Tigers at the Chicago Cubs. Tampa Bay Rays at the Houston Astros, Nationals at the Rockies, and lastly, it's the White Sox at the Angels. Major League Baseball headlines, it has been reported that Chase Utley will be going to the LA Dodgers in a trade for cash considerations with the Dodgers, so a big boost for the LA Dodgers. The Boston Red Sox, a team that had high expectations, will not be making the postseason. However, they got a new name in there. That name is Dave Dombrowski. Dave Dombrowski was named President of Baseball Operations, so he will be taking care of some major decisions with Ben Cherington out the door and Larry Lucchino out the door. NFL, no settlement yet in the Deflategate situation with Tom Brady. There will be a hearing again August 31st with Commissioner Goodell and Brady there. This is the last update for Sports World Radio. This update is brought to you by the Flipper. Go to flipperflipper.com and never, ever have to touch your toilet seat ever again. When we come back from this commercial break and update, more sports talk with Jeff Eskow and Sean Mann. Be right back after this commercial.
Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think. Synergistic integration. Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hi, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wide world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Eskow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. Joining us right now, the producer and program director of the show, Josh Lopez. What's up, buddy?
How's everybody doing on this Humpity Hump Wednesday?
It's Happy Hump Day Wednesday, huh?
Yeah.
Doing good on what's
third?
Yeah, we humped two interviews for you folks today on Wednesday.
On what was a very interesting first interview for me. Holy smokes.
Yeah. You know something? I kind of find it funny that Sean over here didn't realize until after we were talking to Scott on hold that Scott interviewed him 9 years ago.
I was surprised by it. I was.
I mean, I told Sean who was coming on the show last night, told him where he was from, and he couldn't put two and two together until he was talking to him on hold. Freaking believe
Mr.
it.
History Boy.
Yeah, Mr. History Buff over there screwed the pooch on that one, didn't he?
Oh, no. Please don't put me on the list. I was on the list a few weeks ago.
That's why I'm encyclopedia, man.
That's right, man. Out of all the freaking Red Sox, out of all the freaking Washington Redskin writers you come up with, you find the one that interviewed Sean 9 years ago.
I was surprising. Small world.
It's a small world, man.
Unbelievable. Unstinking believable, huh? That is pretty crazy.
So, Josh, speaking of which, you were saying no to the Chase Utley deal. What are you talking about? Utley to the Dodgers.
I had that same feeling when Roy Halladay went for the Blue Jays to the Phillies, and he didn't do anything. I mean, yeah, I get it. They won the World Series in 2008 or whatever, but I just don't see any impact that Utley provides to the Dodgers, and I'm not really impressed by their lineup that much. So, yeah, you got Adrian Gonzalez, you have Jimmy Rollins there, but it's not really that impressive a team. I mean, the only good thing about the Dodgers is their pitching staff, so I don't know what Chase Utley does for their offense.
I can't wait until that Giants-Dodgers matchup, August 31st to early September. That's going to be big for the National League West.
Hey, look at Shocker. He says his head is in the clouds. Sean Man, the weatherman.
Yeah,
drink more milk.
Drink more milk. Unbelievable, huh?
Thank you, Shocker. I know. Small world 9 years ago. Wow. Unbelievable.
Uncrazy, huh?
I had a really pretty long day today. 4 hours of radio.
Yeah, I know.
Editing.
I'm shocked you're here on the show today, man. I wasn't expecting it.
It's been the day of surprises, actually.
Lots of changes coming in my life after this weekend, so looking forward to it. I got some cool stuff in the horizon as well, so I'm doing all right.
Hey, just a quick reminder, coming up tomorrow on Thursday's show, the bottom of the first hour, we got Jacob Klinger coming on, covers the Pittsburgh Steelers for the Penn Live. That's going to be fun. I hope Wes can make that show.
Wes better. I'll have to message him.
I sent a message to Wes telling him that we were doing this. And I'm doing it because he's the Pittsburgh Pirate fan. And I'm doing it for him because we're going to have some fun with that guy, too. Just like we had some fun with the last two writers, we're going to have some fun with him, too.
Hey, Sean, I got some bad news for you.
What?
It's come to be that Manny Ramirez has been called up from AAA, and he's now a hitting coach for the Cubs. He's at Wrigley right now.
Who, Manny Ramirez?
Yeah.
Manny Ramirez.
Manny Ramirez is a hitting coach?
Sorry, buddy. Yeah, he's one of the assistant coaches for Joe Madden.
Oh, well, yeah, of course, Joe Madden. Unbelievable.
And, of course, Wes is very happy, gentlemen, because the Pirates are 70-47. He said, beware the Bucks. Beware the Bucks.
Yeah, beware of missing the playoffs again.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, Jeff, they're 5 games back of the Cardinals, the Pirates are.
Oh, you're going to love the Skip Bayless bath shower I got for you guys today.
Well, then what are we waiting for?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Skippy Bayless bath shower with lots of and there we go.
Okay, Frank.
This ought to be funny. What did Skippy have to say today, huh?
Welcher Blake. Skippy Bayless said that my Dallas Cowboys will take on my Pittsburgh Steelers at Super Bowl 50.
Ain't gonna happen. How many times? Hey, Skip, how many times have you changed your mind with Super Bowl 50 already?
More than a woman takes her tampon when she's on her period.
That's right. More than a woman changes her tampon when she's on her period. Exactly right.
Look at it this way. Skippy wants the rematch of Super Bowl 30 to appear when the Cowboys played against the Steelers and the Cowboys beat them by 10 points. He wants that rematch.
Skip, they're not even going to make the freaking Super Bowl. Why are you freaking getting so crazy? Relax, man.
Skippy says he doesn't like the fighting that's going on.
You didn't get that one right with the Chargers and the
Hey,
Cowboys.
both of you guys are talking at the same time.
Oh, go ahead.
Skippy said he doesn't like the recent fights that are happening at practices in the NFL.
Well,
especially when it comes to the Cowboys and Des Bryant.
Oh, poor Bubula. Des Bryant got popped in the face. Oh, yeah. Poor Bubula.
He doesn't think it's very nice. There should be something called sportsmanship.
Tough.
Skippy Bayless said that David Ortiz is the Eli Manning of baseball.
Because he's clutch. Okay. Why are you... Here's the thing, Skippy. Why are you comparing MLB to NFL? They're two totally different leagues.
His assessment was that, David Ortiz has won multiple championships, but he's not a great player, according to Skip Bayless.
Then you're full of crap, Skip Bayless. Shut your yap.
Skippy Bayless said he's not looking forward to SummerSlam because he deserved a match on SummerSlam, not 10 other matches.
What do you think about that, Jeff?
I don't believe him at all. I don't believe anything he says, man.
Skippy Bayless said that Jon Stewart is not a good choice for SummerSlam host. He should be the host.
Yeah. See, he's so pissed off at WWE for not involving him at all and involving everybody else from ESPN but him. He's jealous, and that's his problem. And I don't believe anything Skip says because he thinks that freaking Tony Romo played against the Chargers. So I don't believe anything he says.
Josh, this is addressed towards you at the WWE since he's upset he couldn't be on the broadcast team.
Well, if he's so mad about it, why doesn't he crash Jonathan Coachman's set during ESPN's live coverage of SummerSlam on Sunday? A freaking hump.
Exactly, freaking hump.
Yeah, you know that, right, Sean? ESPN is covering SummerSlam this year, and Skip's all mad about it. Why don't you join the freaking panel, you freaking hump? It's your network.
He's afraid. He's scared. You know why Brock Lesnar didn't go on the show? Because he's afraid of Brock Lesnar is going to freaking F5 him.
Should have put him in the Kimura lock.
And on that note, we got to run to our last commercial break of the day.
You're listening to Jeff Escow, Showman Josh Lopez on
Sports World Radio.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family. We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, "Is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us." And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too.
Don't wait until it's too late. Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wide world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to the show. Jeff Escow Show, man, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk right here on Sports World Radio each and every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. on the East, 3 p.m. in the West. And if you live in Central like Josh does...
Oh, figure it out
5 p.m.
yourself.
5 p.m. Oh. All right, so we're in the middle of our Skippy Bayless Bash Hour. Let's continue.
Skippy Bayless said that he said my New York Yankees looked good last night,
No, they
and
didn't.
he can't wait to see the Yankees win the AL East.
No, they didn't.
Oh, shut up,
No, they
Skip.
didn't. Hey, you know something? We just had a really bitchin' conversation on hold, and if you want to hear what we were saying on hold, head on over to swrsportshorts.com /SWR Shorts and sign up today and listen to all the conversations that we have while you guys are listening to the commercial breaks. That's swrsportshorts.com /SWR Shorts.
That was a doozy.
That was a doozy, wasn't
that
it?
sports shirt.
That was a doozy.
It was very hysterical.
Yes.
Shout out to Lavelle. She's still listening to the show.
I don't know. She's working hard out there in Brooklyn, in the BKLYN.
Before I go to the next quote, we have some breaking news. Sean, I don't know if you brought this up or not. Kelvin Benjamin from the Panthers is out for the year with an ACL injury. And Mikey Apati, the guard from the Cardinals, Jeff, he's out for 6 to 8 weeks.
Man, they're dropping like flies, aren't they?
Yep. That's why I continue to say it's important, yes, to have training camp, but you don't need 4 preseason games.
But Josh, expectations might be high for the Panthers.
Yeah, but Josh, this is not.
I got your butt over here.
Yeah, but Josh, this ain't happening in preseason games. It's happening in practice.
Yeah, Josh,
they're practicing for preseason.
Yeah,
games.
well,
that's my point. They're going.
Okay, but they would still be practicing whether it was for a preseason game or whether it was for getting ready for the regular season. It would still would have happened.
I guess
it's happening during training camp.
Skippy Bayless said that Alex Ovechkin should be the NHL MVP next year.
Oh, Jeff, that's addressed towards you since you don't like Alexander Ovechkin.
I can't stand Ovechkin.
Skippy Bayless said that the Boston Red Sox made a mistake getting Dave Dombrowski.
You know something, Skip? Shut your yap. I think it was a great move. Why don't you do some research before you open up your yap, you dumb idiot?
Hey, Sean, why don't you go on Twitter and send some tweets to Skip Bayless, then you get
gosh.
blocked?
Yeah, I don't know if Jeff got blocked because he still says that Tony Romo started against the Chargers last Thursday.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie.
Got your okie dokie right here.
Skippy Bayless said that the Chicago Cubs are not going to make the playoffs. Well, I'll have to agree with him, only because Welcher Boy supports them.
What is the matter with you? The Cubs are well ahead, and they're doing everything right, and you're saying, Josh, that you agree with Skip? Oh, you're just upset because Frank didn't pay off your precious
You
bet.
damn right. You have been throwing a hissy fit saying no more bets if I didn't pay off the bet, right?
Oh, Pobobula.
Freaking hump.
Josh is still upset about it.
All right, what are you saying, Jeff?
Pobobula.
Yeah, poor Bubala. Skippy Bayless said that New York should not have SummerSlam. It should be in Dallas, just like WrestleMania.
Yeah,
is
shut
in
up,
Dallas.
Skip. Everything should be in Dallas, according to you. You're a freaking homer. Why don't you? If you like Dallas so much, why don't you just go freaking live there?
Remember, it has to be in Jerry World, everybody.
If you like Dallas so much, just go freaking live there, you hump.
Yeah. What happens if Skip brings Josh and
Freaking
Jeff to
ridiculous,
Jerry World in Dallas?
He loves Dallas, but he doesn't like Mark Cuban, so I don't get the the mix here from Skip.
Just go freaking, just go live in Dallas by Jerry Jones.
Skippy Bayless said that my New York Knicks will have a worse record than the Philadelphia 76ers.
I bet you they won't. I bet you the Knicks win at least 25 games this year.
Quite frankly, you have the ambidextrous point of view, and I think, quite frankly, that the Knicks are going to have only 9 wins this year.
You're wrong. They're going to have 25 wins or more this year. How much you want to bet me, not Stephen A. Smith?
Well, quite frankly, I'll bet you $1 million.
Okay, you're on. You're on, because I would take $1 million from you in a heartbeat.
Because Stephen A. and Skippy Bayless believe that the Knicks are a disastrous team and that they don't have the pieces and won't contend for a long time.
They're going to have more than 17 wins last year, so they're going to have about 25 to 30 wins this year. That's about it.
Speaking of basketball, we got practice going on over here.
Yeah, I know. I hear it, man. I'm digging it.
Yeah, but Jerry World should be a sci-fi movie.
I'm digging it.
That's a good one. Skippy Bayless said that he said the longer and longer the New England Patriots wait to get this deal over with the NFL and the Warriors, the more the Patriots will miss the playoffs this year.
Skippy.
I really wish I knew what he was talking about, because that doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah,
well, basically, his point is that the more this trial continues on, the more it brings the fact that he feels that the Patriots will miss the playoffs.
Well, he's going to be wrong, because you know what's going to end up happening?
Yeah.
They're going to come back with a verdict before the season starts. He's either going to get 2 games or he's going to get all 4 of them wiped out, and he's going to be playing. And that's going to be that. So, Skip, you're wrong.
Skip, you don't even know how to make any sense, do you?
That's right.
So
you're wrong.
So shut your yap, you idiot.
You're wrong.
Shut your face.
You're wrong once again.
What happened?
Skip Bayless is wrong once again.
Yes, he is. Skippy Bayless said that Tony Romo is a better quarterback than not only Roger Staubach, Jeff, but also he's a better quarterback than Bart Starr.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever. That's okay. Skippy Bayless thinks that Tony Romo played Thursday against the Chargers. So what the hell does he know? What the hell does he know? He doesn't know nothing.
By the end of this week, we may have back-to-back Skippy Bayless on the Skippy.
He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
And that angers Jeff to no end still.
Better than Bart Starr. Get the hell out of here. Better than Bart Starr. Are you kidding me? Get the hell out of here.
And that's the wrap for the Skippy Bayless Bash Show. That's the more closer to you tomorrow.
I wonder what Skippy's going to say when Tony Romo goes down this season.
Oh,
and who is he?
Yes.
And who is he going to blame it on?
Well, come on, Jeff. You don't want to see the Cowboys in the playoffs?
No, I don't. No, I don't. Just because of Skip Bayless. I want to see who he's going to blame it on, because he ain't going to blame it on Tony Romo.
Skippy wants the Cowboys to have their 20-year drought come to an end and win a Super Bowl.
How about Tony Romo's first mid-range pass gets picked off and taken back for a touchdown in the first game of the year?
The Giants, I could see that.
Skippy Bayless said, no, my bad, I'm kidding. This picture of Tony Romo's first game against the Giants, and he throws 3 interceptions.
And then you know what's going to end up happening?
Look at Shaba. Bart freaking Starr? I wonder which old book he had to look that up in.
Shaba, I think he probably was at a Bart Starr game. He's that old.
Bart, he's not even close to being anywhere near Bart Starr. Not even close. The guy's got 2 playoff wins in his freaking career.
Yeah, and Skippy said Johnny Unitas has nothing on Tony Romo.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever. Tony Romo's got 2 playoff wins in his freaking whole career. And he plays for the Dallas Cowboys, who expectations are so freaking high, and he hasn't lived up to any of them.
This time next week, we'll be talking to Jonathan Machota from Dallas.
That's right. This time next week, boys and girls, we got Jonathan Machota coming in to talk Dallas Cowboys football with us next Wednesday at the bottom of the first hour. That should be fun. Don't forget, tomorrow we have Jacob Klinger coming in from Penn Live to talk about Pittsburgh Steelers football.
Shocker goes stone tablets?
And?
I don't know what he means by that with stone tablets.
I don't know what he means by that either. And on that note, we're getting the flock out of here. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us today. We really had a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed the interviews we did today for you. We got some more coming up, one tomorrow and the next day. So get ready for them. Until then, my friends, remember, you only have one life to live. Live it long, live it strong, and live it proud. And please don't forget, life may suck, but the alternative is unacceptable.
Amen.
Peace out, everybody. For Josh Lopez, Sean Mann, Scott Allen, Kyle Kelly, I'm Jeff Escow. This has been Sports World Radio.
Goodbye and have a great evening, everybody.
Shall I skip?
Hey, boys, Stimpy. We sure had fun today, didn't we? So long, kids. Come on, Stimpy, say goodbye.
Where are we going?
The show's over. See you next time.
Next time? When's that?
Pretty soon. Don't worry.
Pretty soon? How long is that?
In a little while, man.
Goodbye, folks. Goodbye, folks.